All right, still with us, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor David Bruno, and former federal prosecutor Nima Rahmani. And David, I'll start with you. The judge was very stern in the Hannah Gutierrez-Reed case, saying that they were ambushing the defense by asking that she be regularly drug tested because, number one, she has a history of drug use, which they found out, I guess, during interviews, but also that she keeps weapons for protective purposes, and they wanted it. The defense says they were just trying to get negative information about their client to the public. Your thoughts on the gamesmanship there?
Yeah, I do agree. I'm on the defense side now, and I'd be making the same arguments. Look, it's not about whether or not she's under the influence now. It's going to be, was she under the influence on the day in question? Did she breach some sort of duty that she owed to the rest of the set? What were her responsibilities, and did it rise to the level of criminal negligence that's required under that particular statute? As a defense attorney, I would be pushing back the same way. It's not relevant. It could be relevant to release conditions, but I would say no, under this circumstance, it shouldn't be ordered.
Yep, and the judge did not order it. Nima is sticking with that same case. One of the other issues in the case is, of course, the defense is claiming that, you know, the first go around when she was charged, there was no mention of this drug use and all this other business. Now, 23 months later, they come in and they do some interviews, and now suddenly we're finding out this new information. Now, that's not going to hold water and keep it from going to court, but it's certainly going to be an argument going into a trial on this if it gets to that point, because there are also issues with the initial investigation. I think the defense has a letter suggesting from one of the people involved that there was a complete mess done by the sheriff's office in terms of the investigation.
Michael, you know me, I'm very pro-prosecution, but I got to agree with David and the defense here. I mean, this case has been botched from the beginning. I mean, so much gone wrong. You have the Santa Fe DA, you know, holding this press conference, charging Baldwin, of course, with an unconstitutional enhancement, having to walk away with egg on her face. You have, you know, multiple special prosecutors that were disqualified. You know, you give one of the primary individuals involved, Dave Halls, the assistant director, a slap on the wrist, a no-time misdemeanor while you're charging these other two with felonies. Look, I believe of all the individuals involved, I do believe Hannah Gutierrez-Reed is the most responsible. She's the armor. She's responsible for these weapons and to make sure the set is safe. But stop trying this case in the public. Do your job if you're a prosecutor. You know, let's handle things in a court of law.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you there. And finally, David Bruno, I'm shocked. I mean, there's movement in the Tupac murders. I mean, it's something that, you know, we've been looking at this case for almost 30 years now, and they took quite a bit from this house. Your thoughts on what they might be looking for, and after so much time, could it be relevant?
Well, at this point, what they're looking for admissions. They're probably looking for those writings. They're looking for something linking him or others. Pretty unbelievable. And when you think about this, I'd like to hear from a FBI profiler about this. What about these people, like, maintaining trophies, maintaining like things that prove things, maybe to their friends for the street reputation? It would be surprising to me that there would be evidence of a murder this many years after. But then again, who knows why people do things like this?
Yeah, no doubt. And it's come out that the owner of the house back in 2018 did an interview, I think with BET, where he implicates Orlando Henderson. Now, again, Anderson's dead. And he did say he was in the car, the guy who owns the house. He was in the car, that white Cadillac, where the shots came from. So there's a lot there. There's some smoke, and we'll see if there's fire real soon, I'm sure. All right, folks, coming up next.